gladly hear it.
What do you want to know?
Your name first. So
Mark Bergeron.
Yes, and you represent?
I am the interim leader of the Equality Party, 2.0.
2.0. What made you go into the Equality Party?
Well, it all started getting involved with the Unity Group and put back the flag based on an incident that I had with my daughter, where she was having a seizure, and I called 911 to have the paramedics show up. The ambulance arrived, and we spoke in French the whole time up until the point that I was asked about my daughter's health history. At which point I knew the terms in English. My daughter's health history is unfortunately fairly large for a 2.5-year-old. And I had to describe her health situation in a language that I wasn't comfortable in. So I simply asked the paramedic whether or not he spoke English, to which he gave a very abrupt no as a reply. And being in an English community where 65% of our population has English as a mother tongue, I was a little bit taken back that somebody in a position to save lives didn't have the knowledge of the English language. So, with a little bit of surprise in my voice, I asked him, "Vous parlez pas anglais?" To which he replied simply, "Non, moi je parle français." So there we were, with my daughter convulsing on the floor and a paramedic who refused to speak to me in English. Worst part of it all is that in the ambulance ride on the way to the hospital, he had no problem speaking English with my wife, who was sitting with him. So while the situation warranted the use of proper communication, he wasn't comfortable enough, or didn't have the what's the word I'm looking for? He wasn't comfortable enough in his language, so I was forced to switch to speak his language rather than the language I was most comfortable in.
That's unfair.
Yeah, so that's how I basically got involved in all this.
It's funny, you got to be pushed to be able to start making the difference, right?
Absolutely. You know, I've lived in Quebec for 37 years, never had a problem with anything linguistically, being fluently bilingual. It just so happens that ever since September 4th, when the PQ was elected into a minority position, that attitudes have shifted here in Quebec, and there seems to be a lot of hostility in the air.
You find it's increased quite a bit?
Oh, drastically. Absolutely.
Did you find any more examples of people going through different various abuses, like that happened on the metro?
Well, sure. There's the metro incidents. There's the issue at the SAQ. There's all these little small businesses that have been harassed by the Office de la Langue Française. These are just the ones that we've heard about, and I'm sure there are countless others.
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking your time to do this.
No problem. No problem. Pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
and I'll meet you online, no doubt.
Yep, absolutely.
Why are you carrying that? You can have a little.
Hi. Who are you with?
This guy.
And you're part of his group.
Well, we're in the group together.
I'm a citizen of Quebec. That's it.
He's the interim president of the Equality Party. I'm the interim leader of the Equality Party.
So he gets to be the spokesperson, and I get to do the organizing.
His face is on the camera and yours is not.
Right.
Ah, there you go.
Come on.
Pretty here, yeah.
It's obvious.
Do you want to talk about this?
No.
This is going on.
He talked.
I have CFN, and CFN follows our group, and they didn't have the clientele to come up here and do it. And we drove an hour from Cornwall now. It's 15 minutes. To figure we'd get involved, and we've been to, what, 3 of them now, Mary?
This is our third one in Montreal.
Third one in Montreal. We'll be to the next one if we can.
Yeah, we were there in November as well.
We don't believe in language laws. We find it's oppressive. It's completely oppressive to have let the people decide, but we don't. The people aren't deciding. You know, it's the government's dictating everything. That's so wrong. Welcome to
Our
Russia.
Charter of Rights and Freedoms allows us freedom of choice, yet here in Quebec we're being restricted on that front. That's a problem.
Ontario.
This is 2013.
We have in Ontario we have French-only clinics, which begs the question: if we got bilingualism everywhere else, why do we have French-only clinics?
French-only
Medical clinics
in Ontario.
Yep, 9 of them, in fact.
Yeah, English people are refused.
In Ontario.
In Ontario, because they're English.
No.
Good reason for it.
Well, isn't that against the law in Ontario?
Yes, it's been brought forward a number of times and nothing gets done. The Ontario government sweeps it under the carpet.
Well, somebody sued them.
There was every effect, but it never got anywhere because the judges, well, saying, in the interest of bilingual, in the interest of these interest groups.
Well, in the interest of bilingualism and in the interest of somebody's life, you know, we're talking healthcare here. You're not talking about the service of the store.
Yeah. Well, we have 4 communities in Ontario that are they're mandated by the municipalities to be bilingual. Mandated by the municipalities.
Yeah.
Which meant when that
But
happened.
bilingual is not unilingual.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Okay?
Oh, I don't have a problem with bilingual. The issue is that when they did it, they broke the Charter of Rights.
Yeah, but
They
yeah.
forced the owners.
I mean, only Quebec is exempt from the charter. You know, but obviously
No, it's exempt
applying
in Ontario.
too.
Because of 4 communities in Ontario, the judges, Juvier was her name? Metellier was.
Yeah.
And she said, well, in the interest of bilingualism, we can basically put bilingual signs. So the private owner, business owners, do not have a choice there. They have to put bilingual signs up because the municipality
I
is forcing
understand
them.
all
They
that,
have a
but
protection of minority
I'm
rights.
wondering about unilingualism.
Yeah.
Okay, well, these clinics.
Yeah.
That to me is a huge, much
Yeah,
more
of course.
difficult issue than the
There's been a
bilingual.
number of different complaints on it, and it still continues. And that's the sad part.
My parking's expired now.
And we gotta go.
Well, it was great meeting you. Nice talking
Okay,
to you.
take
Thank
care.
you again.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Nice meeting you now.
Bye bye.
I'll see you
Take care.
guys again probably
Yeah,
next
thank
time
you.
around. Is Hugo around?
hearing from us.
Thanks. Where did Hugo
No
go?
question. We're not giving up. It's
Oh,
just the start.
You're mine. We couldn't believe French were making this. I mean, why don't we have white ones?
He left quite a while ago,
Yeah.
and Lou is gone.
He left, but his bag is here. He's coming back. He went to go put money in the meter for his car.
Very knowledgeable.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bathroom's that way. You have to get the key though.
Really?
Yeah, friends were still down to the